So I'm sure a lot of people might be confused by the title of what does this mean? How are the left victims? They're not victims. They're privileged kids trying to weaponize victim points to gain power. And I will say, yes, that part is true, but they are actually victims as well of a system. And I'm going to explain how. I think the reason the right tends to not understand this aspect of it is because I think both sides have a severe empathy problem. I think the right is starting to show no empathy for the left at all, and the left just shows fake empathy. What I mean is that they pretend to care about certain things, but they really don't. They'll champion black people as long as it means they don't have to do anything, and they'll yell racial slurs or throw a tantrum when they meet a black person that doesn't conform. But I think this article perfectly explains why many of these young leftists are the victims of a system. So let me show you this. Duke University to roll out Inequality Studies minor. And we're going to look at this, and I want to show you something from the statement from Duke University's website. All right, so let's go. Duke University is hoping to offer students the ability to minor in inequality studies starting in the spring after faculty members approved a proposal for the minor. The campus paper, The Chronicle, reported that the Arts and Science Council voted to approve the new minor late last month. The campus paper, The Chronicle, reported that the Arts and Science Council voted to approve the new minor late last month. The new minor would fall under the History Department as part of a collaboration with Duke's Samuel Du Bois Cook Center on Social Equity. Yes, I said it like that on purpose. Which said in an October 8th press release that it was excited to announce the approval. And I looked up the people behind this approval. It's what you'd expect. Pseudo-intellectuals, orange man bad, all that. And here is one of the statements. The Cook Center represents an exceptional combination of resources and inequality studies. There are a few other places where you have those sources. And the History Department is only too happy to have this group of experts come and work with us. Again, I looked up the experts. It's just orange man bad. Okay, now I want you to listen carefully to this part, because this is going to be very relevant in a second. The minor would cover several different courses from the Cook Center, which focuses on taking a cross-national comparative approach to the study of human differences and disparity in conjunction with Duke courses in a variety of fields, according to the center's description, the outlet added. However, some professors raised objections about how the minor would balance the minor's coherency with diversity and breadth of study, according to the Chronicle. Now, jumping down, I want to show you this part too. Cornell describes its minor as appropriate for students interested in public and private sector employment policy and civil society, and for those who wish to pursue graduate and professional degrees in a variety of fields. Now, the reason they did this is because they state that they want this to be able to be taken with basically any major you want. Now, Chicago does this too. University of Chicago, they're doing this too. It's 3 we have so far. Now, let's take a look at this statement directly from the Samuel Du Bois Cook Center on Social Equity at Duke University. Now, here's another really important statement straight from Duke University. The Inequality Studies minor will enhance the public profile and interdisciplinary character of the history curriculum, while deepening the research engagement and social formation of Duke undergraduates, and potentially also boost enrollments. Now, I'm going to show you how this makes the left victims, okay? My opinion boils down to 3 major factors on why these people became woke lunatics. Participation trophy parenting, social media, college loans. So I don't need to go into detail about participation trophy parenting because it's pretty self-explanatory. Now, I think social media is the second most important thing in this equation. Social media makes people depressed. The more people use it, the more depressed they tend to be. People tend to look at their own life, looking at other people's lives on social media, which will create a false perception of other people, because other people only post the best part of their lives on social media. Then they'll compare that to their own life and their own problems and hardships, and think everyone's doing great, except them. Now let's add on algorithms that keep amplifying stories intentionally to keep your eyes on their website for ad revenue. This is why you'll see a website linked to an article that says Orange Man Bad. 500,000 shares. The next day, Orange Man bad again, 250,000 shares. But if you do Orange Man bad 500,000 shares, and then Orange Man worse 500,000 shares again. So we're going to put them in this bubble like that. And now the number one most important factor is the college system, and it's not fully the professors. It is the college loan system. It is the public school system. Let me explain why. When you go to high school, you are pushed like crazy to go to college. Your parents will push you to go to college. The high school I went to would guilt trip you if you said you didn't want to go to college. They would say things like, you're letting your family down and you're ruining your future, which I'd laugh at them and go, my family doesn't care. Now, in these high schools, did anybody's high school teach you how to read a loan contract? I guarantee you the vast majority had nothing about loan contracts in any of their classes. So now you got a generation of high schoolers who think they have to go to college or they cannot survive in the world. And if you talk to college students, a lot of them have this perception that you cannot get anywhere in this country without college, which is completely untrue. Now throw in college loans that they will give you for any reason, especially from the government. So now that colleges will get money for anything, because you used to have to go to the bank, and if you go to the bank, go, I want a loan for a gender studies degree and I need $60,000, they will laugh at you and kick you out. So these young students now can get loans to take anything. They feel like they have to go to college, so they go, I don't know, I guess I'll pick something, I have to. And real quick before we continue, let's look at this. Cornell University, $57,000. Chicago, $60,000. And Duke, $58,000. And this doesn't even include things that aren't listed. Some do, some don't. Some include living, some don't. They do not include classes you'll have to retake. And then what happens? They get out of these colleges, gender studies degree, in debt they can never pay off because of insane interest rates. You're going to have a feeling of anger and helplessness. Now let me roll back for a second, because you might ask, how did they become woke lunatics? Now we know these woke people are acting like it's a cult. What is a common recruitment tactic of cults? Come off as friendly and caring and just want to be a person that you want to hang out with and be your friend. They do this to gain your trust. Because what they want to do is they want to find your weakness. They want to find your vulnerability. Because that's how they'll recruit you. Because many fears are irrational. Humans are irrational by nature. Put these in these schools that they don't want to be in, learning a useless major so you know they'll never get out of debt. And then have these woke lunatics who come in and know that they're afraid of things like the media telling them lies about how Orange Man is the worst thing ever in the history forever, and show them they'll never get out of their college debt. And when you get out, are you surprised they're a bunch of woke lunatics that are communists? This system failed them. This system is rigged against these kids. When you put them in debt they're never going to get out of with no skills, are you really surprised when you have a Bernie come around going, I'll just pay for everything? They go, yay, because many are victims of this broken system. Now, does that justify them being racist or attacking people or canceling people? No, it doesn't. That doesn't change the fact that many of them are victims of this broken system, which we're going to feel the effects of in about 10 years when none of them have any money, they're in debt, and nobody can buy a house. And if we address the problem that these colleges are just big scams to weasel the government out of their loan money and other loan shark agencies out of their money, raising college tuitions for less. They are scamming these people. They're ruining their lives for profit. Now, does this mean all of them are victims of the broken system? No. Some of them have mommy and daddy pay off their loans, so they're good. But most of the ones, in my experience, no. They're stuck in debt for their whole life. And when you misrepresent many of these young kids who don't know anything and go out screeching like banshees, and then many people on the right will paint them the same as the extremists. And the fear-mongering goes both ways. And this is not me advocating that the government cancel all student debt. I am not for that at all. I am for the colleges being held accountable for scamming people. Anyway, just something to think about. Not everything is as black and white as you think. And there's many other factors I didn't even touch on, but we'll leave it there for now. Everybody have a good day, stay safe, don't get shot.